thankfully, I got somebody who will.
So yeah, that just happened. Hello you wonderful people, welcome back to our YouTube channel. And today we're gonna be reviewing last night's episode of SmackDown. And that was one of the best SmackDown episodes we've had in a while. Definitely the most anticipated one. It did have some rough patches, but it was still really good. So let's just get into it. But before we do, if you like this channel, if you want more content just like this, make sure to subscribe, maybe leave a like, maybe even comment something nice or bad, whatever you want. Hopefully nice. And help me turn my dreams into reality. Thank you. So this SmackDown starts with a Cena promo where he comes out, he talks about how wonderful his life in the WWE has been, how he's grateful to Chicago, as in Chicago he did have his first ever WWE appearance against Kurt Angle, that infamous ruthless aggression and slap. And this crowd was amazing tonight. I love the Chicago crowds, one of the best US crowds in my opinion. However, John Cena would go on and on until we have the appearance of Sami Zayn. And Sami walks up to John and tells him that he's gonna do an inspired by John himself US Open Challenge. Now, before we get into the rest of the stuff, do you guys think Sami's gonna do an Open Challenge like on a week-to-week basis? Because I actually think that would be amazing. That would bring some legitimacy to the US Championship. Although I'm not saying that the US Championship is weak, but definitely when you compare it to the Intercontinental Championship right now, the US Championship feels kind of bland, I guess. So Sami Zayn doing a open challenge week to week would bring some real heat towards the championship, would bring some real power to the championship, especially if Sami could defend it for, I don't know, a month, like maybe even 3-4 months. But however long he defends it, he doesn't have to keep the title for too long to make it feel important. And he could do that by continuing this open challenge. Now, I didn't fully understand in his promo if he's gonna do that or not, but I'm actually kind of hoping he does. But anyways, he asks John to accept his open challenge. And John says, hell yeah. So they have a match, and this match was really good. Really good. I'm really enjoying these John Cena matches as of recently. And there were even some more callbacks, some more finishers right here in this match, where we had the Angle Slam, for example. We had the GTS Go to Sleep as a call out to CM Punk. And then we even had an Edge Spear. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about when I say an Edge Spear. First, the spear is kind of weak looking, but it's iconic. And then he's also in the corner, like, picking up his hair, doing all that. And the funniest thing of all time is on commentary, they were saying, oh, this is a tribute to Roman Reigns. And I think it was Corey Graves who said, or maybe not, I'm not sure. I think it was Corey Graves, I'm not certain. But basically he said, when there's also another opponent he had from his past that used the spear just like that, but we cannot mention him. And that was just so funny to me. But yeah, this match was amazing. Lots of finishers, lots of fan service, which is exactly what I expect of John Cena's matches nowadays. I don't need there to be technical marvel. I just want there to be a good match, and that was what this is. Also, who knew John could do all this stuff? Who knew that? Because I didn't. I never thought I'd see him do the spear from Edge. And it's not a hard move. But we've had these like 20 years of John Cena being mocked for the 5 moves of doom. And now all of a sudden he's bringing out all the stops, and I'm loving it. Honestly, I'm loving it. Now this match would end with an interference. An unannounced Brock Lesnar. And man, I'm still not too sure how I feel about Brock Lesnar coming back, but the pops are insane. The roof came off the building right here. And Brock Lesnar would come into the ring, he would F5 John, he would F5 Sami, he would F5 John again, and then in backstage he would say, see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch. I don't know why. Again, that was just so funny to me. So yeah, we're getting officially now John Cena versus Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza. Now, John Cena doesn't have any more SmackDown appearances, whereas Brock has been advertised for the next two SmackDowns. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. I honestly hate this like whole concept of one guy speaks one week, the other guy speaks the next week, one guy speaks the third week, and like that. I hate that. I want to see some more face-to-face promos. But since John only has 8 dates left, I'm not mad at it. Look, whatever needs to happen, I'm fine with it. So yeah. Next up, we have a Damian Priest versus Aleister Black match, and I'm really enjoying their feud. And I think their match was really good apart from the finish. Now, honestly, I hate the let's play with the rules finishes where Aleister Black would be disqualified in 95% of the matches ever in the WWE. You cannot touch the ref, you cannot push the ref into the other competitor like that easily, that obviously. It's not like it was a mistake bump. It's not like it was some kind of a mistake at all. No, he just took him, he was holding him up, and then he pushed him into Damian Priest. It was really obvious. And I kind of hate that. But the Black Mass, the way they are building up the Black Mass, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love to have finishers that are built up as like real badass finishers. And the Black Mass is exactly that, because it looks like $1 trillion. It truly does. And then also they're building it up as you cannot kick out of it. It's not that easy to like survive that. You might even have neck problems. So yeah, I'm loving it so far. I'm loving it so much. After this, we have a Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton vignette, sponsored by some alcohol thing, I think. I think it was Twisted Tea, but I'm not certain. And sure, I mean, they're having a match next week, which I'm really excited about. But I hate these like sponsored segments. I don't know why. I think it's just the purist in me. It doesn't like necessarily take away from much. Because it really doesn't. It's just a square in the bottom left. But I'm just like, I cannot take this vignette seriously as this is happening. So yeah, but hey, I'm excited for next week's match. And also, talking about next week's matches, we have Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. And we had some build-up right here. Tiffy cutting her own promo. Then Jade Cargill cutting her own against Nia Jax. So are we building to a Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax feud after this one? That could be a possibility, or maybe even a triple threat feud. Who knows, we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, that's what's happening. Afterwards, we got Giulia versus Michin, and I feel so bad about what they're doing with Giulia, because I mean, this match was pretty short. The finish was kind of lackluster. There was no like psychological through line through the match, which I was kind of used to by Giulia in NXT. It's not just cool moves. It's also like real in-ring psychology. And I don't know if Michin is just a bad partner for her, because I honestly don't really love Michin that much. And she's fine and all, but when it comes to in-ring and even promo work, I don't really like her too much. And this right here showed me why. She kind of looked sloppy at times. I get her character, but it's also kind of just, I'm a tough girl, deal with it. And again, I'm not really a huge fan of that. And especially once you translate that into the ring, something just isn't working. And I hope Giulia can move on from this feud as quickly as possible and move on to someone else. Like, I think maybe once Chelsea goes into the world title picture, which I'm pretty sure she will soon, hopefully, I pray. I hope we get either Piper or Alba, probably Piper, going for that US Championship, because that would be really good, I think, because both of them are really good in-ring workers. They finally have some personality, and I think they would match up really well with Giulia, both in their own separate ways, of course, but yeah, that might be a thing if they don't stick to the tag team picture too much. I'm hoping for that. That's what I'm praying for, because first things first, I need Chelsea Green in the world title picture. I need her. I need her so much. She would be such a good heel for Tiffany Stratton. I don't know why they're not doing that yet, but hey, who am I to say anything? And then finally, we get to the main event of the show, which wasn't a match, it was actually a promo, or I guess a couple promos. First off, we'd get Seth Rollins coming out to the crowd, and the crowd singing his song, he's listening, he's in love with everything. Then we have Becky Lynch, everything's going great, she comes out to the ring, and then CM Punk comes out and Becky starts slapping him again, calling him worthless, calling him on his own. Now, just how on his own is he? Because in a couple minutes, a minute maybe, we have the return of AJ Lee. And this crowd went absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Even after her entrance was done, they were still chanting holy shit. It was so good. It was an unbelievable return, even though it was expected. We all knew she was coming back, but that didn't matter. We loved it. We loved it so much, and I love AJ Lee being back. Because AJ Lee, even back in the Divas era, was one of the actually really good workers, in my opinion, in the ring. And she did amazing, and she was also the one who fought for women's rights in the wrestling business. I'm not saying like right to vote, but like right to main event of WrestleMania, right to get paid equally and all that. And now we have that. The women's evolution brought us to that, and AJ Lee is such a huge factor that not many people mention, and I'm so glad she's finally getting her flowers, at least by being back in the ring. And she's still very much in form from what I saw. Her attacking Becky Lynch looked brutal, it looked so great, she looked so amazing. And I'm just in love with this. I'm in love with this storyline. I actually think it's really, really good. And also to break apart Seth Rollins from the Vision for a little bit, we will probably get Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed teaming up in the tag team division under the guidance of Paul Heyman, while Seth Rollins is dealing with this. And I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. But yeah, this was absolute 10 out of 10 television. There were some ups and downs, of course, but in terms of quality of SmackDown, one of the best SmackDowns up until now. So yeah, thank you.